Hello my planner pals and welcome back, and if you're new here then thank you for joining me and giving me a try. My name is Di, I am here at Creative Karma Design, and today we're doing my one little word for March. Now this is the March prompt, which is to have a conversation with your word. I have taken the free download that you get for the month and just adjusted it, and I've shown you how to do that in Canva before, but just taken the PDFs, put it in Canva and adjusted things, added text, moved things around, put different things on, and that is what I have done here. And you'll see me kind of do this in a little while, like put these in and figure out what I want, but those are just what I've printed. Now, one other thing that I have done is printed out some stuff from February that I'm going to add so far into my journal, because this is what one little word ends up being to me. It's like I'm going to add some memory keeping type stuff, and that's what I'm doing here. So I have these little inserts. I've measured the inserts and then cut them kind of roughly to size, and I'm just kind of trimming them to make sure that they fit here. I've basically taken some of the elements from the kit, which is that kind of butterfly paper and some graph paper, that white paper in the like next to the butterfly paper, that's actually graph. But yeah, I've taken those and added text on in Canva. Again, I've shown you how to do that. I will leave a link in the description and in the little corner here to that tutorial. But I just kind of mentioned how I had planned to do a challenge in March to gamify my fitness and do a bike ride every day on Zwift, which is the bottom photo that you can see there. It was like the bottom photo of this page, as to like Zwift is a kind of, it's a game and it's a fitness thing all in one. So yeah, I was like gonna do that and then ended up breaking my knee. So I'm just kind of putting those in the little inserts into the little divider things, and then just kind of seeing what I have in my previous months, what I have left over from printables and stuff, and just deciding here that I want to do a little pocket to put some little tags in that I've printed out. One of them is for Duolingo. I think I've mentioned before that I am learning Spanish with Duolingo. And again, it's the gamification, and that's part of play. It's the gamification of things. It's making them fun, and because when things are fun, you're more likely to do them, right? So yeah, this is where I make a mistake, because I have these tags that I've printed out, but the back side is clearly just like photo paper, like, and it says like photo on it or something. And I'm like, do I want rounded corners? I can't decide. But yeah, I end up doing like a little tag with like diagonal corners. But I make a mistake, because that butterfly paper that I have on the left here, I actually wanted to use that on my knee page, because I put that round photo of my knee and the break in my patella. I wanted to use that butterfly paper for that. What I actually end up doing is using that printable paper right there as the back side of these tags. And then I have to then go and print some more bloody paper off. So yeah, but I was quite surprised that, I don't know, the whole imagery of the butterfly kind of makes sense right now, because that's how I feel. Like I'm in a kind of metamorph kind of phase of not being able to do anything, of rest and recouping. And yeah, so I'm just adhering, as you see, those tags to the back of that patterned paper, and I do promptly realize afterwards that, shoot, I needed that for the other page. But yeah, so I'm just making some little tags, and I put on the little tabs on the top, and I'm just going to pick out two that kind of make sense. So the other tag is for Homeschool the Dog, as you can see here, and that is an online course for dog training that I'm doing with Stella. And again, it's making training fun. It's making it play and games. And yeah, it's again, I'm into the gamification side of my word play. So that's what that is all about. It's about gamifying play, about gamifying things and finding the fun, finding the fun. So I'm just using my tiny attacher to attach those with a little bit of adhesive and just deciding where I want them. Do I want them in the top? Do I want them in the bottom one? And I'm kind of going for the bottom one, just putting those in there. I do love these like little dividers with the different size of like little photos and stuff. So again, this is where I found out that I've used that butterfly paper and I actually need it, and then I cut it, try and make it work, but it's just not going to work. So I have to go and print some more because apparently I'm in a butterfly phase. So yeah, so go print some more, come back and cut that out. So again, as you can see, I kind of have an idea of what I want to do, but I come in with a loose idea, and it does change because my initial feeling was I wanted to do this on white, a white background, and then you can see later that I kind of change it, and then we go to a little more of a craft background. So I'm like, yeah, I don't really like that white. So I go into my stash and I find this piece of cardstock. Now I used this in my classic happy planner, which is why it has the planner punches on it. And I used it for my dashboard at the beginning of the year. So it's got some information on the back of it from birthdays and stuff. But I know that I can just cover that up. So I'm just punching it and I'm going for it. You know, this is one of the projects that I like to use some of my leftover stuff with. So yeah, I'm just going to adhere the photos down. But yeah, so if you didn't know, I broke my kneecap in, well, it was the end of February, but I thought it was something that needed to be put in to my planner because it's going to dictate the way forward for the next, well, for the foreseeable few weeks, for sure. So yeah, just putting these photos in, and that is my leg in its brace, which at this point I am 2.5 weeks in, and I've just had to tighten the brace up because my muscles are atrophying. Yeah, my muscles have atrophied. So I'm putting a little quote in and a little tab, like the tab's going on the brace photo. I think it says, does it say currently or something? I can't remember. But yeah, that's going in there. And then the little quote I like, it says, "This is just the beginning." And that's how I feel right now. Like, this is just the beginning. It's not an end. It's just a beginning. So yeah. And you'll see that I put a little piece of paper underneath here, which is one of the tags that I decided that I didn't want in the end. But I put a little piece of paper underneath here, and then later on, I take this up so I don't get too attached to it. It just says fractured patella. And I'm doing this with a Sharpie because this is photo paper. So if you're writing on photo paper, you do need to use a permanent marker. But yeah, I'm doing that with a Sharpie, and I do take that white paper up later, as you will see, and I put a quote thing there. So this is where I make another mistake. So notice that these pages say side by side and conversation with my word, and the left-hand side should say side by side. But what happens is I put the wrong bloody piece of paper on the wrong thing, and I don't notice until, oh gosh, until I'm like literally looking through the planner and like, oh, that's wrong. Yeah, because I even put the tabs on. So again, I'm putting these little tabs on. One of them says strength. I can't remember what the other one says, but yeah, optimism or something. Yeah. But just things that feel right. And I'm just deciding whether I want it on the side, whether I want it on the top, the side, the bottom. But I end up putting it on the top, and that's where it needs to be. Punching the other side, and then put it in my planner, and I'm like, oh, I've printed it the wrong way. I've not printed it the wrong way. I've stuck it down the wrong way. So I go back to my printer and I print another one. And if you're printing like on regular paper, I do advise the same as like Happy Planner paper, print it on your 32-pound paper. So yeah, I'm just going to take those, print the next ones, cut those out, and I'm like, I don't want to take that little tab off. So I'm just going to try and stick it down and cut the corner out of the new sheet. So that's what I did. Just kind of cut around the tab. Again, I'm not trying to be perfect with this. I'm trying to let go of my perfectionism. But I just did not want the wrong side to go first because it didn't make sense with any of the stuff that was on the page otherwise. So yeah, that's what I did there. And again, this printable, this side-by-side printable is part of the digital download that they have in the One Little Word course for this month. And it's basically asking your word question. It's asking yourself questions, and then you're supposed to reply as your word. And although it seems a bit weird at first, I actually enjoyed it because it made me kind of, when I was thinking about how my word would reply, I was thinking about how if I had a friend that was asking me, like, how would my friend reply? So that's what I was trying to think, being your own best friend and that kind of thing. But yeah, that's what I decided to do, was kind of do it that way. Like, how would I talk to myself as my best friend? Because that's what your word should be. It should be like a best friend for the year. So yeah, and I'm just making an end page here. And because I think I've realized that sometimes I just leave a project like partially finished, and I didn't want to leave this page blank. So I'm making just like a divider page for it. And I'm just deciding what I want. But yeah, and the prompt was it was a little weird. I'm not going to lie. It was a little weird, but once I'd got into it, I was actually really enjoying it. But yeah, it's stuff like how or who are you? Where is the good stuff? What is hard right now? Which was very easy to answer. Where does hope live? Where do you find joy? What are you longing for? What matters to you? What is one of your secret dreams? The hardest question for me was, what is at the heart of who you are? That really opened some queries, because I was just like, I really don't know anymore. Yeah, so that I kind of left that open-ended, but yeah, and it says, what do you know to be true? So it was an interesting prompt for this month for sure. And this is where I decide that I'm going to take that patella thing off and just put a little quote card in. Again, these are from the kit. And then I don't like those staples, and I'm just trying to figure out what I want to put in there. And the vellum words kind of fit nicely in there. So yeah, I just decided to put the vellum words in because why not? And again, this is one of the things, like I signed up for the monthly kit, and I really haven't been using that much out of the kit because I've just been doing, well, honestly, I've not been kind of dedicating the time that is needed to the project. So yeah, I'm trying to play with it. But especially that paper in the bottom left, can you see it, that colourful paper? I'm really struggling to use that because it's so pretty. So yeah, I need to start using this stuff because I've got the next kit coming soon. And again, I'm going to try and do, over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to try and do the pieces of play prompts, which is another one of Ali Edwards' courses. So I'm going to try and do that. So here I'm just deciding what I want to put on this final page, and I kind of like this heart, this red heart. Don't know why, I'm just drawn to it. So, and keep going kind of feels right. So yeah, in all, I am loving this course so far this year. Like, this is the third month, the third prompt, and my new kit is on its way. And I think that will be something that I'm going to play with this month. Like, I'm going to play with doing more. And this is me just showing you what I have done so far. So I've got little tags, I've got the photos, I've got the knee, the broken knee, and the brace. I'm just like, do I want to put anything on there? But yeah, I love putting photos of how I have kind of come about my word in my journal. So that's something that I want to do a little bit more of. I'm going to do some more play and more one little word. All right, I think I'm done. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, then give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you next time, my planner pals. Bye.